In today's video, guys, I'm going to be talking about how you buy the perfect motorhome or campervan. Now, when you are looking for a motorhome or a campervan, you need to think about how you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, and when you're going to use it, because it can vary from things like this to one of these to even one of these. Now, the first thing you have to think about, well, it is a pricey investment. So, is it going to replace one of your cars? You might be a two-car family as it is, and then you're going to replace one of those cars with an everyday driving campervan. Now, if that is the case, then you're going to be wanting to go to Tesco's, you're going to be wanting to go to supermarkets and other places, you know, or the school run, and it's going to have multiple seat belts, and it's going to have to be small enough to get in those places. Now, if you're only going to be using your motorhome or campervan for weekends away, then something like this would probably be ideal. It's got 5 travelling seats, and it's big enough inside to be, you know, comfortable for a weekend away. You've got all your facilities, you've got your bed, you've got your kitchen, so it's not too much of a cramped situation. When it comes to extended breaks, you might want to try something like this. If you're going to be using your motorhome for extended trips, like a week, 2 weeks away, then you might want to look at something bigger like this. Now, this isn't huge. It's probably around the 6.5 meter range. They're very spacious. There's a lot of living space and there's a lot of facilities. There's so many different variants depending on your needs, whether you've got children or not, if it's just you and a partner. This would give you more living space and places to relax and chill if the weather's not so good on an extended trip. If the conventional coach-built motorhomes are not to your taste and you want a panel van, there are a lot on the market, this being one of them. You've got all your facilities, you've got your kitchen, you've got your fridge, you've got a fixed bed at the back, you've even got a toilet and shower built in here, and you've got a dining area with swivel seats. Adequate for a couple away for a couple of weeks. They're not too big to maneuver around if you don't want a big vehicle. I wouldn't say this is your everyday running car, like the VWs and the small campers with the pop tops, but these are very good options if you aren't looking at a conventional coach-built motorhome. Now, if you're thinking about extended trips, meaning months away or even going full time, then you're going to want something that's big. I mean, you don't have to. People do it in all sorts of vehicles that they travel the world in, but you're going to want a bit of space to be practical. And something like this, I mean, look at the space. You know, you could swing a cat in here, to be fair. No cats were harmed in the making of this video. There is just bundles of space all the way to the kitchen, which is a nice big hob, oven. I mean, even down to the drawers, which are huge, and the actual cupboards have got so much space. And then the facilities in these bigger vehicles, toilet rooms with full-size showers in, and then all the way down to the back, you can see over my shoulder, there's an island bed. Another option is an A-Class. Now, A-Classes, I don't know why, but they're like Marmite of the motorhome and campervan world, but they do offer so much space. I quite like them, and I think they're quite cool. They offer such unique layouts, and they have so much space in the cab area. It really is quite amazing. I mean, this one's got a drop-down bed up above me right here. It's got an island bed at the back, a really cool, unique shower and toilet system, and all your amenities, your oven, your full-size fridge, they're great. And these are perfect for long-time extended trips, so months and months away or full-time living. If you really wanted, you could opt for something like this. I think you'll agree it's a bit of a beast. Obviously, this is a huge motorhome. It is a beast. It's 10.5 meters, nearly 11 meters long, and it weighs 10 tons. Now, this is where you have to be honest with yourself and think about things. And this is what the whole point of this video is about. There's the whole Instagram image and persona around it, that you're going to be out on beautiful hikes, climbing mountains, doing these walks, doing all this abseiling and mountaineering. Now, that's fantastic if that's up your alley. Personally, it's not mine. If that's what you're imagining, but you're not actually going to do that, and you're not being honest with yourself, and really you'd like to just sit on the sofa like this and watch a bit of Netflix and watch a movie and chill out, where you've gone out for the day, you've looked around, you come back, you want to sit on the sofa. Now, if you've bought a motorhome or a campervan on the basis of that whole persona of you doing the mountaineering, and you haven't got that big sofa because you need all the space for all the gear, all the skiing gear and all the mountain ropes, then you're not going to be comfortable in your motorhome come the evening or when you're away. What are you going to do if it rains all weekend you're away? That will then tell you if the motorhome you've got or the campervan you've got is right, because obviously you've got to be inside. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not allergic to water. You can go out in the rain and run around and rain dance if you want, but if it's raining, it's horrible weather and you're on site, are you going to be okay inside your motorhome for a couple of days, or your campervan? Because that is probably the ultimate test. If there's a couple of you, or you've got a family with kids, are you going to be happy in what you've bought if it is horrible weather outside? Along with how you're going to use it, it's going to be where you're going to use your motorhome or campervan. Are you going to be using it on sites, like campsites, and plugging into the electricity and using all the facilities on sites? Or are you going to be more off-grid and doing more exploring and wild camping? Because those things really do come into their own when it comes to choosing the right vehicle for yourself, for them situations. Now, if you're going to be more on site, then you're not going to need a big solar bank of power. You're not going to need solar panels. You're not going to need hardly any of that. You're going to need a little bit of storage, but you could use the inside of storage, because when you get there, if you've got, say, like a safari room or windbreaks, or, you know, a water hog or something, and they're inside the vehicle, they'll be outside as soon as you get on site, because then you'll be set up. Now, you wouldn't want all that stuff inside if you was constantly traveling and not going to sites, and you're not going to use them things if you're not on sites, because you're out and about and parking here, there and everywhere and just using the vehicle and then going again. Now, what you would want is probably an off-grid system, which would include a solar system and batteries. So lithium batteries, you know, solar panels on the roof, a charger, to be able to run the vehicle and all the appliances inside and all your little gadgets and gizmos off-grid, because you're not plugging into sites. So again, you have to take them things into consideration of how you're going to use it. Is it predominantly sites, or is it predominantly wild camping? So there you have it. There are campervans and motorhomes galore. The choices are endless, and this video has only just scratched the surface, but I hope it's helped you think about a few things that you need to consider when it comes to choosing the right campervan and motorhome for you. If you are looking for a second-hand motorhome, I mean, if you are in the Nottingham area, swing past, pop into Oak Tree, have a route around some of the motorhomes and campervans, and grab yourself a cup of tea. They're always here to help.